Okay. Hello, everyone. Today, I decided to do the video from this venue because I wanted to share this place that I find a lot of comfort in, and I wanted to share that with you. Today's video is going to be about trauma bond. What happens when the narcissist dies? My name is Fawzia Shah. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get started. I often have heard clients say to me, I know that my mother or my father or my caregiver or my spouse, I know that they are manipulating me. I know that they are emotionally exploiting me. I know that, my mother does not really love me. I know that, I'm hoping that she will change one day or he will change one day. And that's why I'm here is, how can I help my mother change or my father change or my spouse change? And obviously, the answer to that is, well, we cannot make anyone change unless they want to change. But the theme is there's this resistance to wanting to break the trauma bond. There's a huge resistance to that. It's like, I don't want to break this trauma bond because if I do, then what's going to happen is that once they're gone, I'm going to feel a lot of guilt. I'm going to feel shame. I'm going to feel regret. I'm going to feel remorse. I'm going to feel bad about myself. If you have a trauma bond and the person has passed away, the first thing that you will experience is going to be relief. As soon as you hear the news, you're going to experience shock, and your entire life is going to flash in front of your eyes. And the feeling is going to be of helplessness, hopelessness, because there's no hope anymore. That hope that things one day will get better. I will get all the love. I will get all the recognition, the validation, the love, the affection that I have always wanted from my parents, caregivers, or my spouse. Now you know that that's not going to happen. So let me share a little bit about what is trauma bond. Trauma bond is intermittent reinforcement by the narcissist. In other words, they give you just enough to keep you hanging in there so you can keep coming back, hoping that you will get more of that little validation that they may have given you or a little bit of this attention they may have given you. But when you're around other people, they are contemptuous, they are critical, they ridicule you, they bully you, they put you down. They bring all your bad qualities or bad whatever they see in you out in the public in front of other people. They shame you. And then that same person, when you're by yourself, will give you just enough hope to keep in there, hoping that things would get better. And that's a trauma bond. So the helplessness, there's nothing you can do now. It's done. That hope is gone. And then you start to feel very angry, very resentful. You feel like you are nothing. You were nothing. And that feeling of nothing is actually internalized. The person internalizes that. And for a long time, they go through the grieving process of trying to find their own self because there was no self. The self was too busy circling around the narcissist. So the narcissist is the one who has had you circling around, orbiting around them. It was their needs that mattered. It was their wants that mattered. You lived pretty much for their happiness and their validation. You were their supplier. And unfortunately, if you have children and you neglected them, and even had them become trauma bonded with the spouse, with the parent, or with the parents or the caregivers, then they're also in a trauma bond. Or they may have recognized that you are very unhealthy, or your relationship with your family is very unhealthy, or with your spouse is very unhealthy, and they actually leave and not want to be in your life. So you find yourself very much alone. And another thing that we find is that after the narcissist dies, the siblings don't get along. There are legal troubles, there are legal battles, lawyers are brought in over inheritance, who gets what. And most of the time, if it's a malignant narcissist, they're going to make sure that the one that they actually bullied and scapegoated will get nothing. So they make sure that everything is legally done to the children that they preferred and validated and loved and made sure. So in those cases, again, the one that was trauma bonded is left not only with never ever getting the validation or the love or the affection from the parent, but now they're even realizing how much this person, this husband or a parent or a parents, how much they really hated them. And so that is a very, very powerful, painful experience for someone that was in a trauma bond. And guess what? The trauma bond now is going to break naturally. And so when I see clients, I always let them know that the trauma bond is a very unhealthy way of having a relationship. It's toxic. And you are not going to get the validation. If they have not given you the validation when you were that cute little baby, don't expect it when you are an adult or a teenager, because by now you have a mouth. So you may be defiant, you may argue, you may talk back. So, that gets even worse. So the trauma bonding has to break way before the narcissist exits the scene, because it's in your best interest. It's your well-being. It's your sense of self that you need to gain back. So my recommendation is find you a very good therapist and start working on the complex PTSD, the trauma that you suffered, and how do you claim your own self? How do you become more aware of your own self, the deeper self beyond the body form? How do you become more conscious of who you really are? Because your self-worth is within you, and you have to recognize that. No one can give that to you, especially when you're an adult. So you have to recognize your own self-worth. Life, presence, self-worth, self-care are inseparable. I hope you liked my video today. And if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I am wishing you the best.